Hey guys, Kelade here. Welcome to my Mythic Dark Inquisitor Xanesh kill/commentary video. For this fight, we are just going to pop over cooldowns, charge into the boss. For talents, I am using Endless Rage, Double Time, Fear/Warpaint, Carnage, Dragon Roar, and Siegebreaker. For my essences, I am going to be using my Cookie Cutter single target essences. That's going to be Condensed Life Force as the major, Conflict and Strife, Essence of the Focusing Iris, and Lethal Strikes as the minor. I'm also running with the 58 Russian setup with that rank 5 Echoing Void still. I do have, so that's just going to be rank 2 Echoing Void and a rank 3 Echoing Void. Possibly that will change in some of the later fights. But yeah, so for this soccer boss, so the Mythic is very, I think, unforgiving in that it's a much finer line where everybody has to be in order to kick the balls, right? So, but the set places of where everything spawns is actually kind of the same. In regards to like doing the phase over and over. So it's easier in the sense that it's more set, harder in the sense is that a very real room for error, right? So right here, these Awakened Terror, I'm 4th kick, so I kick the ad right there, right? Just hit the boss a little bit as we're coming out, and then whenever we can get back in, just cleave both the boss and the ad as much as we can. So as far as for why those ads spawn, whenever the people that are kicking the soccer balls actually like kick the ball, it spawns an ad. So that's why you just only want 3 kicks. It's possible to spawn more of these ads if, you know, they just kick it multiple times, I guess. But ideally, there's 3 people, they each just kick it once, and you just summon 3 ads, and you just go around and eco them, right? So as far as for these, like, the beams that are happening right there, you guys saw me take a damage from one. So the initial 2 beams, you can actually live through them. I actually don't know if you can live through the 3rd one. I've actually never tried getting hit by this 3rd one. It's pretty hard. You have a lot of time. So just watch out for that. The thing I will say forever on this fight, as far as for your legendary cloak uses, it's probably best to use your legendary cloak just to remove the movement slow. Unless you're wearing so much corruption that you have to get rid of some of the eye dots. Like this guy coming towards me, I'm full HP, doesn't really matter, right? Plus he doesn't even do that much damage to me. I guess I just absorbed all of it. So just make sure that, I think as a warrior, whether you're playing arms or fury, you're most likely not gonna do soccer. You're most likely just sitting on the boss and you're just pumping your ass off. That's really our job as a fury warrior. The other thing is whenever these Awakened Terrors spawn, they line up pretty well with their Siegebreaker. Now, once you hold that first Siege just for a couple of seconds, you want to really pay attention to when the ads are spawning. Very easy to tell when they're spawning because it's when the 3 little soak things happen and your players have to go and do the soccer ball, right? So right here, here's the 4th. Kick him right before the cast finishes, and then we'll just keep DPSing. But to the point about, you know, the soccer balls and knowing when you can Siegebreaker the ads is that whenever they're going to go do the thing, you know that an ad is going to spawn, right? So if you're like, oh, my Siegebreaker is going up in 3 seconds, ad is going to be up in 4 seconds, right? I just hold Siegebreaker for 1 additional second, make sure I whirlwind cleave on the first ad and then the boss. Now, as far as for our raid strategy, this 3rd Waking Terror, we generally just cleave down with the boss. Now, you will see me occasionally, however, tap target to it if I can whirlwind cleave and execute on the boss. So that's something you do want to watch out for, or like watch for, is that even if you are cleaving that ad off the boss, if you can tap target it and execute the ad and whirlwind cleave that onto the boss, that definitely is going to be a boost to your damage, right? So that's always something that you kind of want to always watch out for. If you're ever tanking ads next to bosses and you can cleave and execute onto the boss, should always try to do that. So here's the 3rd set of ads. So basically, I think most, I want to say, Mythic guilds just go through 4 phases of this. So this is our 3rd phase. So right here, these obelisks, they will do a lot of damage. If I stay in there for much longer than this, I will probably die. Unfortunately, my corruption slow procced. So getting through them a little bit slower. But as you can see, as spawn, Siegebreaker up. Very good timing on this fight, I think, for our Fury Warrior as far as for Siegebreaker is concerned. So here's the ad, right? Just DPSing it down. I generally tend to stay on this one a little bit longer, just to make sure I can execute it, right? Get that free execute in, and then I go on this ad. I mean, I don't have to kick this ad until the 4th cast anyway, so I do want to make sure I'm over here and I kick it. Now, there are instances where as a melee, when you're kicking this ad, you might have to be in the circle, in this dark stuff, right? So if you're full HP, like I mentioned, as a Fury Warrior, you shouldn't die. But if you're really scared, just pop in Rage Regen, right? Stay in it, make sure you get the kick. It's more important that you actually make sure you get the kick that's assigned to you. So you definitely want to make sure that that's priority. But yeah, so unfortunately, somebody missed a kick there. And actually, this is a really good kill video because to actually get the fear and have a kill video is pretty nice. Because generally, if that fear goes off, it's probably a wipe. But I guess we recovered. You know, people didn't die. It was the last ad, fortunately. So we're going to keep going here. to the fight. So like I mentioned, we're gonna do like I think 4 times to the soccer. We're gonna get 1 more time. I think we're actually gonna get like a almost 5th one to spawn, and then we kill a boss before we have to kick the ball. So here we go. Just keep DPing the boss. And then as far as we're like tracking when you're doing soccer, it's just the boss's energy, right? When the boss's energy hits 100, that's where you're gonna do it. So right here. So do know that the boss is in execute phase. So ideally, whenever you do want to, even if you're DPSing that first ad, you want to make sure you keep reminding yourself to cleave the executes. I'm not sure if I do it actually fully here. If I just keep going back to him to do the execute cleave, I might not. I might have just focused the ad down further. No, but there I do kind of turn to him and just like cleave execute in. So whenever you can get the opportunity, do it. So going to a second ad, I want. Oh, because I don't know when I use my hero. I use my hero leap for something. I forgot what it is. But if you use your hero leap, you gotta just slowly walk over here to this ad. Luckily, I'm close enough to kick him. Nope, I still took damage from that shit, but I kicked him anyways to make sure I'm staying in range for that. Charge the boss. Now, I do leave that ad over because he's actually going to get killed by range. We actually get a second fear off. I didn't even know that we got a second fear off. But yeah, second fear off. A tank actually go down. Wow, this fight actually turned out much dirtier than I thought it was, but no worries. We do get another use of condensed life force right here. So as you guys can see, I'm popping it right now. So generally, if it's like your last kind of thing in the fight, do know that like in general, like you can pop your condensed life force when your recklessness and your siege breaker are like 20 seconds from cooldown, right? Just to make sure you get full use out of all of your cooldowns. And that's because your condensed life force lasts like 30 seconds, right? So that's why you can pop it that early. So we're just executing the boss as hard as we can. And then you guys are going to see his energy is going to get close because we do have, let's say, 3 DPS dead. So he's dying maybe a bit slower than we would have liked, but it's good for me because I got extra execute damage in, right? So here's the 3. We just have, basically, they called out 3 random players that haven't done the soccer yet just to get the debuff. So to make sure, because if you don't soak, that's actually a wipe. So we make 3 random people that haven't soaked the soak. Of course, as they execute, you probably shouldn't soak that last one because you're probably going to be doing the most damage at that point. But yeah, that's it for Dark Inquisitor Xanesh. 2 fears going off, still able to kill a boss. That's actually really impressive. And you can see I'm opening my details, complaining that my ink pod didn't crit, even though I had probably over 80% crit at that time. I had my coral, I had my recklessness, but sometimes it happens. And sometimes I don't pop anything and it crits just like in the Shout Heart video. But yeah, as always, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Feel free to subscribe to see more. See ya.